Hey guys, it's Cameron here with Emerson House Buyers. Every week I bring you tools, tactics, strategies, lessons I've learned, things that have helped me build a sizable rental portfolio in a little over a year. And I just want to share things that went well for me, things that didn't go well, things I would do again, wouldn't do again, and answer some questions from you guys, whether you're an investor who's done several deals or you're a newbie looking to get started. I think there's some valuable information here that I can share with you. Not everything I'm going to tell you is the end all be all. You have multiple ways to be able to skin a cat, so don't think that this is the only way to do it. These are just things that have helped me and I think can help you. So this week I'm taking a question. It's kind of got a couple bullet points, but I'll read it to you guys. So this investor is asking, after speaking with many other investors that actually send out marketing, it seems like we're getting to a point where the market is flooded by wannabe investors and wholesalers. The issue is that most uneducated ones tend to make unrealistic offers to buyers, making it almost impossible for us, the educated investors, to get an edge. Do you think that it's time to rethink our marketing strategies and adjust for today's environment? So there's one other question, but I'll answer that part first. So, do I think that it's time to rethink our marketing strategies and adjust for today's environment? It's always time to be adjusting your marketing strategies. So when you're marketing, you always, always, always want to be testing. You always want to be analyzing. You always want to be testing and adjusting. So you do a few mailings to an absentee, a high equity, a foreclosure, whatever your list you have. You do a few mailings, you look at it, you analyze the data, and you say, okay, is this better or worse than this other time period? What's my response rate? What's my deal rate? What's my number of phone calls I'm getting? How many houses am I actually going to visit? And when you get some of this data and you're keeping track of it, you can do it in an easy Excel spreadsheet. You can do it in a notebook if you want, but it's a lot easier if you have Excel and you don't have to be a wizard. But if you look at that and continually analyze it, you can say, okay, is this better than this period? What did I do differently? Change one thing. Is it better or worse? One thing, better or worse? One thing, better or worse? So with these people, these uneducated investors that are making unrealistic offers, maybe that's something you want to put in your marketing. Hey, there are guys out there, guys and gals, who are going to make you unrealistic offers who don't have any credentials. My offer is an educated offer. I am going to close. You don't want to have to get to closing or get all the way through, get ready to close, and then the buyer backs out because he realizes the deal's not going to work or he can't get the funding from his private investor or hard money lender. I'll also tell you though, and I've seen this numerous times, that it's not uneducated investors always making the highest bid either. Some of these people have more money than they know what to do with. Some of these people are very educated and they know that even buying this house cash, that they can make 8, 9, maybe 10% on their money. I don't know. I'm just using that as an example, but it's more than what they're getting in the bank. So they think, I've got the tax advantages of real estate. I think it's going to appreciate. I'm going to get some cash flow. It's a lot better than putting it in the bank right now at 0.25% interest. So it's not just uneducated investors who are making these unrealistic offers, but some of them are outrageous. I mean, I've seen some really ridiculous offers, but don't just think it's the uneducated one. It is. Don't get me wrong, but there are also very savvy people out there who are making really high offers because some of them have millions of bucks sitting in the bank and they're ready to deploy that money and make 5, 6, 7, 10% on their money, and they're okay with that. Whereas some of us want to make 15, 20, 30% on our money or more. So it's all about goals, and these people have different goals than we do. So the second part of that question, or second part of this, is it seems to me that even the big players are turning to selling education rather than making deals, flooding the market with more investors. What's your take on this? I know you've seen the evolution in the past couple years. Yes, I have. So it does seem that more and more people are getting into the education business. I will say that there are, the old saying, those that can't do teach. So some of them can't do it. They'd rather just put a pamphlet together or sell a course to somebody or come into a new neighborhood and pitch this thing because it sounds really good and there are low interest rates right now on banks and everybody else. So it sounds great. Everybody's, oh my gosh, this sounds great. I can make money in real estate, make millions sitting at home doing nothing with an hour per week or whatever. It's like, it's nonsense, but it sounds great. People are, I don't want to say desperate for yield, for um, some sort of investment that pays more than 1/4% that they're getting in the bank. But I think with the confidence in the economy and coming out of the recession, people are looking for other ways to kind of move out of the stock market. And this is allowing an alternative. And now we have a bunch of people who maybe have done a couple deals, maybe haven't done any deals at all, who are good salespeople who are selling these courses. There are some courses out there that are $100,000. They'll sell you, go to a free, couple hour event. They'll sell you an $197 course, 3-day weekend course, or maybe that's even free. And then they'll sell you into a couple $1,000 program, and then a $10,000 program, and then a $25,000 program, and a $50,000 and a $100,000 program. Some of these go up in 6 figures. I mean, it's outrageous. So be cautious. I guess what I have to say on that is there will always be these people who are full-time teachers. What I would suggest is if you want to find a mentor, then look for doers that kind of teach on the side. Don't look for full-time teachers. How many deals have you bought this last 6 months? How many deals have you bought this last year? Well, my students bought this. No. How many deals have you bought? Because you guys know as well as I do, the rate of technology is increasing. You're obsolete if you're not out there in the trenches. You can totally lose touch with what's going on. So what do you do about this? Well, what this tells me is there's a lot of uneducated investors, or I don't even say uneducated. There are a lot of investors who are going to be coming out from these $5, $10, $20, $30, $100,000 courses that are going to go out and buy a deal, be so excited they might get into a deal that isn't a right fit for them. And instead of trying to create or change this, you just got to play into it. So, you want to, I'm trying to think of the right analogy for it, but you want to almost, you don't want to resist it, right? You just want to go with the flow. And if you think, okay, there's a bunch of investors who are coming in the market that aren't going to be that educated, how can I profit off of that? Or what's best way to go about capitalizing on this, which I think is your question. To me, all that means is there's going to be a lot of uneducated investors coming out. Who should you market to? Maybe absentee owners? They might be a good demographic. People who got in and a year or two down the road, they're like, oh man, I got to replace an AC unit. I don't have any cash flow. I got to get rid of this thing. Or I can't keep up with the repairs, or I've got a tenant eviction. I can't pay for it. So what that tells me is I would start marketing the absentee list, or start looking to some of these investors who don't want to keep up with these properties or can't. So network with some of these other newbie investors and start marketing to them. That would be how I would play it. I would go with the flow. I wouldn't worry about trying to prevent this. I would just, okay, what do I think is going to happen? What do you think is going to be the cause of this? I don't know. That's just my opinion on all these uneducated investors out there. I think the absentee market is probably going to be a good mailing in the next 6 to 12 months. I think that's probably maybe 12 to 18 months. Because a lot of the guys that bought, guys and gals that bought in 2010, 11, 12, saw these huge increases in appreciation. They sold, and now somebody else is buying it at an outrageous price, outrageous to me. And some of them are educated, some of them are not. And I think you can capitalize off that emotion. So just think about that. Next time, don't think, well, how are we going to change this? How are we going to stop it? Just think, okay, well, how can I capitalize off that? Okay, there's a lot of people selling education. That means there's a lot of people coming out who are trying to buy deals. Or that means prices are going to increase. There's going to be a scarcity of deals, but maybe some of those people that buy the deals aren't exactly as educated as they think. So that's how I would capitalize it, or how I would look at it. Again, just to recap, so always be refining your marketing strategies. Always be looking and analyzing that. Um, don't don't stop. When you stop, just like if you get out of the market for a while and you're not buying the houses and you don't know what's current, you got to keep up with your marketing. You got to keep analyzing, keep testing, keep tweaking, keep improving every time. So that's how you stay on top of it, and that's how you get those little incremental increases of maybe a 0.5% response rate on top of another 1/4% and a half and a third. And that stuff starts adding up over time, exponentially. And then the last piece, with all these people selling education, what I think is going to happen, I think uh, that absentee is going to be a big market to come into in the next few years. And I think you guys should consider some of that. If you are going to get a mentor, if you're looking at that side, then I would definitely, absolutely, 100% get a doer that teaches on the side, not a full-time teacher. There will always be full-time teachers. Maybe they were great 30 years ago. Well, I mean, look at what the cell phone was like 15 years ago. So if they're selling stuff that fits that time frame that they did 20 years or for 30 years, that has nothing to do with what the current market we're in. Nothing at all. Interest rates were 12, 13, 14% in the 70s. Well, I made money then. Well, we're in a totally different environment. We're in a low interest rate environment. Just an example, guys. So hope that helped. If it didn't, ask some more questions. I can try to clarify. If you guys have other questions, please just respond. You can respond below, or email me, however you best see fit. But I'm doing my best here to give you guys information, and if it helped you, share it with somebody. If this was valuable to you, if it wasn't, let me know why. Let me know what I can do to improve to keep serving you guys. So hope it helped. Look forward to maybe engaging with you guys at an event or something as well. So see you guys next time. Thanks.